everybody. Thanks for having us. It's exciting for us to be here. And some of you may have seen us in downtown Matthews. We're a cute little boutique. Most people drive right past us because there's a lot of traffic in downtown Matthews. But if anybody's ever in the area, we would love for you to stop by. And our talent would love to give you a tour. So, what exactly is Zab's Place? Who has the magic clicker? All right. So, really, what Zab's Place is depends a lot on who you ask. For some, Zab's Place is a cute little thrift boutique, and it has awesome items that are very high quality at great prices. To others, if you ask them what Zab's Place is, they'll tell you it's a great place in the community to donate items. The items are valued. They're not going to be dumped in a bin and forgotten about. And it's a great way to donate in the community, to give back to the community, and to really benefit the community. And then there are others who will tell you that Zab's Place is their beacon of hope. It is their light for their young adult children, they're still their children, even as adults. And it's the hope of, I'm not going to be here forever, but my child will be okay even when I'm no longer able to support them. And that's, to them, what Zab's Place is. If you ask me, Zab's Place is all of those things, and really a lot more. So Zab's Place is a place that it's not called Zab's Shop, it's not called Zab's Store, it's Zab's Place because we're very passionate about making sure that it does provide a comfortable and welcoming place for everybody, no matter who they are, who's coming in. So let me back up and tell you a little bit about our story. So, in 2009, my husband and I am not a native of Charlotte, but he is. We moved back, to Charlotte, and we opened a nonprofit called Friendship Circle. And our focus was on providing social opportunities for children with special needs who were very isolated and really didn't have social opportunities. They didn't have friends, they weren't invited to birthday parties, they were lonely. They went to school like everybody else, but their phone wasn't ringing. They weren't going anywhere on the weekends. And they were really missing out on the best part of childhood. So we opened this organization, and we would pair these children with typically developing teens, and we provided opportunities for them to come together and have play dates. We go on trips, and we do things that you can't typically do on your own. Most people, unless they're becoming an Olympic bowler, want to bowl with other people. They don't want to bowl by themselves. You don't want to go to the mall by yourself. You want to do things. You don't have a birthday party by yourself. These are all things that we've all enjoyed, and all the things that we can remember having fun doing as a child. You need other people in order to do them. And so we, as an organization, provided opportunities for those things to happen. And we did that by pairing them with teens who society thinks are super cool and would never have any patience for anybody who was different from them. But what we found was really the opposite. We took these super cool teens and we paired them with kids and teens who society says are not super cool, which is not really true, and we found that they clicked. They were amazing together. These teens that were very, very stressed and sometimes self-conscious, and were developing these coping mechanisms that maybe their parents didn't necessarily approve of. All of a sudden, they were out of their pressure bubble. They were calm, they were comfortable. They were looking forward to the hour a week that they were spending with these kids who were polar opposites from them. And these friendships were meaningful, they were genuine, and they were really thriving. So we knew we were onto something. It was great. We were still a super small organization, but we were making inroads in the community, and everything was going amazingly. And then in 2012, I got a phone call, and not to sound dramatic, but literally it changed my life. I pick up the phone, Mom is on the other line, and she says, Rochel, I have a problem. Okay, what's the problem? My son is turning 21. And when he does, he's gonna have to leave school. What should I do? And I'm like, I don't know, what are you asking me? And I'm thinking in my head, like, shoot, say something, do something, give her an idea, and my mind was blank. And it was just flooded with all these kind of questions, like, is there nobody else you can ask? Like, I don't even have any kids, why are you asking me? I never did this before. And I was totally paralyzed, I didn't know what to say. And then she interrupted my thoughts, and she said, I know, you guys need to open a group home. And all of a sudden I knew exactly what to say to her. And I said, no way. And then I explained, because I felt a little bad that I had said that. I said, well, let me explain. It's not that it's not important to have a safe place for your child to sleep at night and for him to have as a home, but what's he going to do during the day? He can't stay there all day. There needs to be something meaningful and productive that he's going to do, and you need to find out what that's going to be. And I said, I'll be honest, I don't know what that is, and I never really thought about this before, but we're going to work on it, and I'm going to call you back. I hung up the phone, and I was a little shell-shocked, and my husband and I talked about it, and we realized that this was going to be something that we were going to research, and we were going to see what are the options out there, and we were going to try and figure this out. And as we were doing this research, and as we were trying to figure this out, 2 other parents reached out with the same exact question. And we realized that this was just going to be something that was going to affect all of our special friends, while their typically developing teen friends were also graduating. They're going off to college. They had grand plans, and they had a path that they could follow. And our special friends really didn't have a path to follow, and they were falling off this cliff. And so we realized this was something we needed to address. My background is in education. My husband is a rabbi. Neither of us ever really went into business, and I wasn't about to go learn how to go into business. And so I was really racking my brain, like, what can we do that wasn't going to totally derail the fact that we really run Friendship Circle? And so we started to think about opportunities, and then we thought of a thrift shop. And we realized that a thrift shop is actually a beautiful analogy for what our young adults were experiencing. A thrift shop is full of awesome things that used to be brand new and shiny and very cool, and everybody ran right out and bought one. And then they used it, and then they stopped using it, and then they put it on the side, and they didn't know what to do with it. And then they're like, why do I still have this? And then they give it away. And their hope is that someone else will come along and love it as much as they did. But they personally are not really sure what to do next. And that's exactly what was happening to our young adults. They were super cute kids, and they went through school. Everybody knew exactly what had to happen. You have to go to therapy, you have to go to school, you have to go to tutoring, you need to have all the scaffolding and wraparound services, and we know exactly what to do. And then, nobody knew what to do anymore. And so they were sitting at home, and they were doing nothing. And someone needed to come along and say, oh my gosh, why are you sitting at home? Get out of your bedroom. Come do super cool things that we know that you are able and capable of doing. And other people would come and recognize this and say, hey, come and work for me. I need somebody who can do that. And so we realized that if we could create an environment where everyone and everything would have an opportunity to shine, then we would be able to really make an impact in the community. So while all of this was going along in our heads, we had one of our supporters, a teenager, who was a member of our Friendship Circle, who got sick with leukemia. And in 2012, the same time that this story of the mom calling happened, he passed away from leukemia. And the whole time he was sick, he was so dedicated to our friendships and what our teams were doing, what our special friends were doing, what's going to be the next program, what are you offering, what new opportunities are you creating. He was constantly trying to give us ideas every time we would go visit him. And when he passed away, it was a punch to the gut. It was hard for us as individuals, it was hard for our community, and we realized that we needed to galvanize his strength and really continue his legacy. And we realized that we could really pair the two of these. And so we took the acronym of his name, and his name was Zacharia Avraham Baruch Shpor, which is Zabs. And we asked his parents if they would be okay with us naming this new initiative after him. And so Zab's Place was born. And it took us 2 years to find a location, so guys, don't give up on your dreams. And in 2014, we opened in downtown Matthews, and in November, we'll be open for 9 years. So, thank God. So, our core values are not just something cute that hangs on a wall. It's literally ingrained in who we are, and it's what sets us apart. So think of being on a train, a subway, a bus. You're on the bus, and you get on at one point, and eventually you have to get off. You can't stay there forever, and they make an announcement, okay, next stop, everybody needs to get off. That's where Zab's Place starts. The people who come to Zab's Place are at the end of the line, and they can't stay at the depot, they can't stay in the train station, they need to move on. And Zab's Place is there to offer them that next step. And the places we go are truly amazing. And so we are a new beginning. They're either coming to us because they've graduated, or they're coming to us because they've tried other things and they've been told you'll never be able to have a job, or you can't work here anymore, or you don't fit in. When they come to us, that's when a whole new beginning starts. So most people end with Z, we start with Z. A, we approach every situation as an opportunity. We make the best mistakes, but it's okay because we learn from them every time. We are the most imperfect group of people that work together. We have so much fun. We do things that are totally socially inappropriate. And it's okay, because guess what? We're all just human, and nobody is really always socially appropriate. We just do a better job at pretending. So when someone comes and shops at Zab's Place, they know that they're in a genuine environment. There are going to be people who stand too close to them, people who ask them inappropriate questions, and then there's going to be a coach right there who's going to turn it into a learning opportunity. And so the community is not just there to shop, they're not just there to help us pay salaries and pay for training. They're also there to learn the skills that they can take with them wherever they go in the world. We don't know the life story of every single person who shops at Zab's. We don't know who's a parent or a sibling or a child or a teacher or just a neighbor of somebody who struggles with some of these same things or might have talents in some of these same areas. And so we are teaching by example how they can harness those things and use those opportunities to guide this conversation or support somebody when they're struggling or someone's feeling anxious. What do you do? What do you tell them? So we are like a lab school. We're like being in the operating room. It is super gory and it's fascinating. So it's an all hands on deck kind of experience when you're at Zab's Place. And we take it very seriously and make sure that we're really catching all those moments so that we can learn from them. We really, really believe that dreams come true. And I'll tell you something that might surprise you. Totally honestly, starting Zab's Place was not my dream job. And the reason for that is because I never thought to dream it. It never even occurred to me. And that's something that guides us every single day. We realize that dreams are so important, and we ask our talent, what's your dream job? And we try and understand the why that's behind it. Why do they want to do those things? And then we work really, really hard to try and make that happen. But we also understand that sometimes they don't know what their dream job is. Because if you don't have exposure and you don't have the opportunity to do those kind of things, how do you know if you like it? And so part of our program is tons of job sampling. We expose them to so many different opportunities. They don't have to love it, they don't have to do it every time, but they have to try it, and then they have to reflect on it with their coach. They have to tell us, what did you love about it? What did you hate about it? Was there anything that was hard for you? Was there anything that was easy? We use all that information to then inform what their training is going to look like, and also teach them how they can analyze situations. And then our coaches are all trained to observe. And that doesn't mean do something for someone else. It means stand back and watch. Watch them succeed, watch them struggle, take all that information in, and then be able to recognize patterns of strengths, patterns of weaknesses, areas of talent, and that all goes into helping our talent learn to recognize what they're good at so that they can help develop and pursue their dreams. And the last thing, the S, is that we see potential in everyone and everything. We strongly believe that everybody is here for a purpose. Everybody has a reason for being here. My father-in-law is a twin. He's not extra, his twin's not extra. We're both here for a reason. They're both here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And we know that everyone and everything has a purpose, and it's our responsibility to recognize that. And we have made that our mission at Zab's Place. We recognize talent where other people don't even think to look. We see ability where lots of people see disability. And we realize that if we can create that environment both in Zab's Place and in the community, then everybody will have a place and an opportunity to shine. So our main focus is on paid employment. A lot of our talent have had opportunities to volunteer. Many of them have never had an opportunity to actually get a paycheck. And that is really what our goal is. And we recognize that sometimes there's a very long runway until they can take off. But that is what our ultimate goal is, and we work very hard to make sure that that can happen. If I had to describe our program with one word, I would say it's individualized. We recognize that everybody is different, and even if they have similar interests, the way they are going to get the job or the way they are going to master the skills is going to be different for each individual. And so we build things backwards to make sure that whatever their end goal is going to relate to them, so that they can actually pursue their dreams and have the steps to follow to get there. So these are some of the programs that we offer. We have our job training and employment placement. So I touched on what the we're done. Okay, I'll wrap it up. These are our different programs. We have our training. We have an incubator program where individuals who like to make things but aren't sure how to start a small business, they can come to us and we have a dedicated business coach who will work with them. We have after hours programs, just like you go for drinks with your friends or with your coworkers after work. What do they do after work? We provide opportunities for them as well. This is a look at our process, and just the one thing that I want to point out is that they fill out an application just like everybody else. They have a Zoom meet and greet so that they're comfortable in their own space, and then they join our training program. Our training program is not, we do not charge for our training program. It's kind of like going to trade school for free. So we rely on fundraising, we rely on grants, we rely on in-store sales to make it happen. And our biggest strength is our customized training program, which is entirely different for every single person. Graduation and job placement, we offer two different tracks. One is guided, where we will support someone in updating their resume, practicing interview skills, and going through the qualifications on different job listings to see what applies to them and helping them apply for that job. But we give them as much independence as possible. They need to reach out to us to ask for help. The other is a supported placement, which circumvents the traditional path. These are for individuals who are amazing at what they do, and they are totally not amazing at talking about what they do and how great they are at it. And so they cannot go the traditional route of submitting a resume and having an interview. A lot of these individuals can't even talk. but they're amazing at what they do. And so we have other ways of reaching out to businesses and developing relationships and getting working interviews so the employers can see them at the job and can still consider them for a job. These are our placement partners. This is not updated. We have many, many more. These are businesses that currently have employ our talent and have made an effort to really adopt our talent. These are individuals who want to work long term. They're not just coming in entry level, getting the skills and going on. Most of our individuals will stay at a job for as long as the job will have them. And so they are excellent employees. The turnover rate is very low. The onboarding length is a lot longer, but that's my problem, not theirs. So this is Ab's place. If you have any questions, you can come find us. We would love to talk to you, meet you, and introduce you to our talent. So thank you.